Just a really quick spill about who I am, how I got started in this business, and what Top Tier Transactions is. I've been in real estate for almost 4 years now, and I had the pleasure of working in my family business for quite some time. In the course of working in the family business, I was blessed to work on over 400 transactions. So I have a lot of experience, but I just, over the course of those years of us working together, of 3 years, I realized that there's a need for support with real estate agents, right? We have to wear so many hats. We're videographers, we're photographers, we're therapists to our clients, we're contract specialists. We literally are showing agents. We wear so many hats. So that is what really birthed Top Tier Transactions, that I wanted to set us apart from other transaction coordinating companies. With that being said, we go the extra mile. We do a bit more than majority of the transaction companies that I've come across. But that's not what today's call is about. If you want more information, please let me know. But yeah, we decided that it was time to really go the extra mile for the agent. Everyone on my team are licensed agents, so we all get it. We understand what it takes to get a deal to the closing table, and it's a lot of work. So we started transaction coordinating. Since then, business rocketed super fast, just because over the years I had so many agents like, how did you do it? And can you help me in my business? So when I started, they were like, yep, sign me up. And it's been great so far. We have also added on VAs to the company. So if you're looking to hire a VA, or you need a showing agent, or you need an open house assistant, we are pretty much full service at this point. So that's a bit about me. Now today, and that's not what I'm on live for, but today I wanted to actually talk to you guys about this lawsuit that's going on, right? This big lawsuit that's going on with NAR, and how we can be proactive as agents, how we can prepare for, what we can do to negotiate with our clients, to cross our T's and dot our I's and all that good stuff, right? I want to make sure that you understand the ramifications of the lawsuit, but also what we can do moving forward, just to be better agents, to cover our bases, to make sure that we are protected. That's what's most important. So some of you may know, or maybe you don't, you haven't heard, that's okay. NAR was actually sued along with a couple other companies by sellers who said that they should basically not be responsible for paying a buyer's agent's commission. So you know how in real estate transactions, the listing agent is paid a certain percentage, and then they usually share that percentage with the buyer's agent. They're saying, nope, shouldn't be doing that. I don't want to do that. I shouldn't be responsible for paying that. I'm going to pay my agent, and the buyer's agent needs to be paid by the buyer. Okay. A couple of days ago, NAR was found guilty. Okay. And I had this discussion in my own group before. And in this group, you know, people were worried and they were scared or whatever. So I was like, let's start a conversation. So I'm going around to these different groups to educate us agents on what this really means and what we have, what we can look forward to, and how we can be proactive and be prepared. So with that being said, the lawsuit, even though they were found guilty, it's the lawsuit is literally state level, you guys. It's just in the state of Missouri at this time. Now, NAR plans on appealing. They have already announced that they are planning to appeal. And this may tie this lawsuit thing up into courts for quite some time, from years to come. And furthermore, NAR is, National Association of Realtors. They have more than enough money to battle this out in court for years, right? So even though it sounds scary, they were found guilty and now they have to pay $1.78 billion, right? That sounds terrifying. And then also for us as agents, it sounds terrifying. Like, wait a minute, they're not going to pay our commission anymore. So what does that mean for us? That sounds terrifying as well. But a couple things is, I personally don't believe that NAR or the Board of Realtors will want the unrepresented buyer. right? It doesn't benefit anybody if we have an unrepresented buyer. It literally will probably open up a bigger can of worms that they just aren't prepared for. So think about it. If the buyer can't afford representation because they can't afford to pay you commission, then that leaves them unrepresented if they don't have an attorney who or they don't know they have the option to use an attorney, or maybe they just say that they're going to do it themselves. That they can get in all kind of bad deals. What if they get a bad inspection? What if they buy a lemon? What if it opens up so many doors that it just doesn't make sense for them to eliminate commissions. And think about it. If a seller wants to sell their home, right, and that's what they're planning on doing, they want to get it off the market as quickly as possible. In my opinion, that most sellers will still be willing to pay a commission. Now, some won't. Some will not be okay with paying a commission, right? And you'll have the overly educated seller who's like, not doing it, not paying it. And that's okay. But that is to come, right? And you guys, if you don't know, I am pregnant. So I have pregnancy brain all the time. I have some notes here. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. Because I'm like, let me make sure I cover all my points. All right. So anyways, so they're planning to appeal, right? But in the meantime, it's still scary because you have articles that's coming out that's like titled like, if you sold a home between 2015 and 2022, you may have overpaid your real estate agent. Like, wait, what? And these articles are printed everywhere. If you type in anything about a realtor on Google, it pops up. This lawsuit pops up. So it's opening eyes to a lot of sellers that maybe it's going to educate them in a sense where it could be detrimental to us as agents, right? It is a scary thing, but I think that ultimately the biggest thing that the biggest repercussion will be is that when this is all said and done, NAR is going to make them make us, have an extra disclosure sign or reword the way that the exclusive listing agreement is worded or something like that. I think that may be what the fallout is, but we don't know. We don't know. And I don't want to assume that will be the case. It's just a matter of, to me, I don't think that it would be a sense where they will just allow the buyer to be unrepresented because they, if they can't afford to pay the commission. That just doesn't make sense to me. Okay. With that being said, that kind of catches us up on where we are, right? I want to talk about how we can kind of prepare for this and shift in our business. So then that way we are in a space where we're already doing business in a better way as realtors, right? In this community of realtors. So the biggest thing is going to be making sure that we dot all our T's and cross all of our I's. I know for me personally, I've been guilty of like filling out a buyer brokerage agreement and then being like, here, this agreement just basically states that, you're okay with me representing you or whatever little spill I say, whatever. And I'm not reading line for line what that buyer brokerage agreement says. Or even the listing agreement, right? I leave it up to my clients sometimes to just go through it or whatever case may be because it's routine documents to us, but it's not to them. So leaving, just to stop doing that for one is major, right? We need to explain to the buyer that us putting in that 3% or 2.5%, whatever you charge, is not just standard, right? It actually is, it's basically saying that, hey, you could owe us commission. We're due this commission. You signing this agreement, you agree that I am due this amount of commission and it will come out of your pocket, right? So that's educating our buyer, right? To protect us and figuring out a way to say it where it doesn't sound super scary or the buyer's like, well, wait a minute, I can't commit to that or whatever case may be, and you lose the customer. But figuring out a way that you can say it that will make them understand that, hey, this is typically paid for by the seller and it's probably more than likely won't be anything for you to worry about. But just so you know that this is put in place so that I am paid for the services that I render. When you go to listing appointments, breaking that down and making sure that the seller knows, hey, this commission, you're paying me, a certain amount of dollar. I'm going to split this with the buyer's agent, because in the lawsuit, they're basically saying like, I paid you 6%. I didn't say you can pay the buyer's agent, even though they're paying it to us. And it sounds like, how can you tell me what to do with the money that you paid me? But just making sure that they're in the know, absolutely, by all means necessary, explaining it and re-explaining it, can really protect us. I have went so far as to create additional document to say, hey, I went through the exclusive listing agreement with you. You understand you understand that I am going to split this commission with the buyer's agent, the potential buyer, whoever is whoever will assist the buyer that's purchasing the property, whatever the case may be. Creating that document that goes the extra mile. And now I have decided that I am bringing the commission agreement there too, to the listing appointment. So you can see when I fill this commission agreement out, it's no longer a document just between me and the agent for my transactions. Now I want you to see where I'm putting what. I'm putting 6% at the top, 3% under that. You can see where I'm splitting, and you can initial buy it. Cool. So then that makes it 3 documents, 3 times that I have made sure that you understand thoroughly where this money is going. I want you to be an informed seller, but also I want to be protected. So that's one way. And if anybody needs help with creating an additional document or whatever, please, by all means, hit me up. My group is Top Tier Transactions Team on Facebook. Please join. But I am literally, there's files that will be entered on there. I just started the team, but there'll be files that's entered in there to kind of just help us, right? And I'll talk about that a little bit later. Another thing that you can do, if you have a preferred closing attorney, I do. My preferred closing attorney is a beast. I love her. But I, all the time, text her, call her, like, hey, how do I work this? Or what should I say? Can you tell me so I can make sure I'm covering all my bases for me and my client? Can you tell me how to work this? She's like, okay, no problem. Tell me what you're trying to say or what points you're trying to get it, and I'll give you the correct verbiage. That's what she did for this document. So for me, I am not an attorney, but I want to make sure that if there is any issues that may come up, I'm protected, right? And there is no way that you can say that I didn't inform and I didn't tell, right? The thing that kind of scares me so much about this lawsuit is just these copycat lawsuits that can potentially come out. Every state is different. We're run by different state laws, obviously, right? Every state is governed differently. But when you start to have situations that come out like this, right, then it opens it up for copycat lawsuits in different states, and it could affect every state differently, right? It's not a national thing at this point, but who's to say, I'm in Georgia, who's to say a seller in Georgia won't start feeling, entitled, like, hey, I deserve that too, right? Or whatever the case may be. So it very much could not affect us in Georgia or Tennessee or Alabama or Chicago, wherever. It very much could not affect your state. But just being proactive is the biggest thing, right? To make sure that no matter what, we're covered, okay? The other thing is we need to prepare for the overly educated seller, right? Go ahead and get it, because we obviously know that there's going to be, there are people that watch the real estate market for whatever reasons, for different reasons, whether they want to purchase, invest, or maybe it's just that they are, in the stock market. They know that the real estate market moves it. I know that. I'm in the stock market every day or whatever. So it just depends on, for whatever reason, why they may come across this information. So preparing yourself and preparing your rebuttals is going to be very important. Why it is that you can, telling a seller like, hey, it isn't standard. It isn't law for you to pay 6%, 5%. You're right. It's not a law that says that you have to, but here's the reasons why, right? Here's the reasons why you should, right? Think about it. If we come to a world where in MLS, there are listings that say 0 commission, and there is 4 houses on the same block or 2 houses on the same block that is the same exact house, same exact builder, you guys tell me, if one says 3% commission and one says 0 commission, which one are you going to pick? Which one are you more prone to advertise to your client, right? The one that has a commission, to make your job a lot easier of not having to fight for your commission as well, right? Or the fact of the matter is, it will eliminate a lot of buyers. Think about it. We have down payment assistance for a reason. Not just because it's the first time home buyer that, deserves it and they, they get a grant or whatever case may be because the government is awarding that to them. No, but because they need the money. Buying a house is expensive. And we're talking about today's market with these high behind interest rates. Buying a house, period, is just expensive, right? So if we get into a place where with buyers not having to come to the table with their down payment, closing costs, and commission, it eliminates a lot of buyers. Think about it. Even in your business today, and it's just for you to be honest for yourself. During COVID, did you have double amount of business going on, triple amount of business going on, or even double amount of inquiries, triple amount of inquiries, people contacting you or hitting you up, asking you different questions about real estate because everybody was running around yelling 2%, 3%. Interest rate. Everyone was. So it was exciting. Everybody wanted to purchase a house. I'm a real estate agent. I even purchased a house during COVID and some investment properties. I'm like, oh yeah, let's get this interest rate. Let's do it because it made sense. And now our interest rates are so much higher. It eliminated a lot of buyers in this market. Think about if they have to bring their agent's commission to the closing table too. That is going to take even more buyers out of this game, right? So get into a point where we are educating the seller that really limits the attraction that will come to your house. That limits the buyers that you can potentially receive. It puts us at a disadvantage, right? When you're not offering a commission to those agents. That's just one rebuttal, and you're welcome. But that's just one. Come up with 2 or 3 more. And so that way when you're ready, or you come across that super educated buyer who knows everything about this lawsuit, that we can say, hey, listen, yes, I understand you have that right. And you don't owe a commission. You don't have to pay that. We can agree on what number you want to agree on. But these are the services that will be rendered, or whatever the case may be. If you don't, that limits our exposure, blase, blase, blah. Okay? All right. So that's one thing. The other thing is on the buyer side, if anybody's in front of their computer or you have a little notebook or something to write down with, or your notes on your phone, well, you're on live, so you can't do notes on your phone. Write this down really quick, just so you remember. I am guilty of scrolling through the buyer brokerage agreement, just putting in what I need to put in real quick and moving on. Like, I don't look at the other stuff that's irrelevant, right? I'm so used to filling out the document, I can do it in my sleep. I probably can be like, the dates go and then this goes and whatever the case may be on the buyer brokerage agreement. But if you scroll to the second to last page, there's a document where there's a checkbox that says retainer exhibit. And if you guys give me just a moment, I'll pull it up and tell you which what's the number of that document, because this is going to help us a lot. I'm going to explain to you how this could be beneficial for you. Okay. All right. So the retainer fee exhibit is the GAR form in Georgia. And I'm sorry if you're not in Georgia, I'm sorry, but if you're in a different state, look up retainer fee, right? Or retainer exhibit in your state, whatever state you're in. But in Georgia, the name of the form is GAR F-149. Okay? GAR form F-149. Okay? So, let's talk about how this can help us. Right now, and even this doesn't, we don't have to wait till the changes of this lawsuit happen to implement this. We can implement this right now, right? Because I know if you've been in this business for a while and you've worked with quite a few clients, even a handful of clients, we've all had that client who said, yeah, I want to see this house, or they're picky, and they're making you work extra hard. And then as soon as you guys find a house, they're like, oh, my cousin Ricky just got his real estate license. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to go with them. Or I changed my mind. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to purchase right now. So if anything changes, I'll let you know. Then you see them on Facebook or Instagram. They bought with someone else. If I know in this room, I'm not the only person who has felt that or experienced that. And I'm like, okay. All right. That's all right. Or the buyer who you've worked with, worked your butt off, you guys had a great transaction, and then they don't come back for repeat business, or whatever the reason is, right? We all had those buyers who, or even change their mind, or we get all the way to the day before closing table and they decide they don't want this house anymore. They had to come to Jesus moment. It's not their time, right? We've all had that buyer we put in hours and hours of work on. I had a friend come over today and she was pretty upset. I hope I won't say her name. I don't think she'll be upset for me sharing this story, but she's 8 days before closing, and she actually used higher top tier transactions for this transaction. 8 days before closing, and the preferred lender denies the loan for whatever reason, right? Now, I'm like, here, girl, take my preferred lender. He works miracles. Take him. He can get it done. He runs the numbers. Boom. He like, I can get it done. We just need to get them to extend 10 extra days. Cool. The lady's like, nope, never really loved the house anyway, so I'm just not going to purchase. Like, wait, what? What? You didn't love the house anyways? We're under contract. What do you mean? You didn't what? We've been under contract, and they were under contract for 4 months. It's new construction, guys. And now this was your way out, right? So we've all experienced that buyer, right? So with that being said, this retainer fee can be our way of preparing ourselves in case this lawsuit does give us unlikely situation where they say that, they're no longer responsible for paying our commissions or whatever, or, it really affects us as the buyer agent. It can prepare us for that. But it also can help you right now in your business. I'm getting less business than I did during COVID and years prior. Me personally, business has slowed down. And that's just because of the way the market is and the economy is. So I want to make sure that I am covered. And the retainer fee exhibit can help that, right? Figure out a way to negotiate you a fee up front. Now, granted, this fee will need to be held by your broker. You talk to your broker about it, and even see if your broker is okay with you blaming the fee on them. Like, hey, my broker requires me to have this fee, or whatever case may be. But it'll help you with your transactions and help you feel like you're not, as a buyer's agent, you are not overextending yourself so much that for nothing, and it's a possibility you walk away with nothing, right? So let's say this. Let's say when we come in contact with a buyer and we say, hey, yeah, I would love to assist you, but here's one thing. I do require a retainer fee, right? Now, this retainer fee will be credited back to you at the closing table towards your closing costs. So it's not money you throw away. What does that sound like I'm explaining? Kind of like earnest money, right? That's the way I explain earnest money, right? It's good faith money. It's not money you're just throwing away in your transaction. It's to make the seller take the house out the market and only sell it to you, right? Show them that you're serious, and you'll get it credited back at the closing table, and I'll make sure it's protected and all that stuff. A third party will hold it. Same thing. But for this retainer fee, we also need to put verbiage in that document to say, hey, this retainer fee will be held until closing. And then at closing, it will be credited back to you, to your closing costs. If for whatever reason services are rendered and a termination happens and it's no fault of yours, I'll give you back 50%. If a termination happened and I've rendered all fees, I've done my duty as a real estate agent, no refund will be granted, right? However you want to word it, contact your attorney so they can give you better verbiage. But for one, now I feel like I have not just worked my butt off for nothing. And we can't make it an outlandish fee, but if somebody's going to buy a house, they have $1,000. They have $1,500, right? And if they know that, if they're serious about buying a house and you tell them that it'll be credited back towards their closing costs, then they'll say, okay, all right. It's a fee that is a part of the real estate transaction when that buyer works with you. I hope that makes sense, because it's something that I have decided to implement in my business, right? Since this has all kind of calmed down. And when we took our real estate test and we passed it, we all decided that we were going to be like master negotiators, right? So put your negotiation hat on and negotiate for your money. Negotiate for a little bit more security. Now, $1,000, $1,500 is not a lot of money, especially if your potential buyer is looking for $800,000-900,000 home or $1 million home plus. It's not, but it also is going to cover my gas, and it'll make me feel a little bit better when my broker's like, all right, well, come get I'm gonna deposit your check in your bank account because you did all this work and it didn't feel like it was for nothing. So it can help now in your business. There's nothing wrong with implementing that in their business. And if we all start to implement it more and it becomes a thing, then, hey, maybe enough agents will catch on and they'll start doing it. Or even after whatever this verdict is with this lawsuit, right? If the buyer is like, okay, or whatever, say the seller doesn't want to pay the commission. They really love this house. They want to go into contract. And they're like, all right, I'll pay your 3%. But you guys get all the way to the closing table and she realized they don't have enough money to cover your commission, right? It's like, dang, so what? What happens? That deal is still going to close with or without you. But at least, you have this retainer fee, so you haven't done all this work for nothing. So make sure you add that verbiage in there to say if the commission is not paid for whatever reason, nothing is returned. You don't get a refund. This is why it's going to be super important to make sure you cover all your bases. So those are 4 different things in your agreement that you need to add about this retainer fee, right? To make sure that you are covered and that money is secured. And I don't want to make it hard for the buyer. That's not what I'm saying. But as a real estate agent, I already wear too many hats. It's too many hats I have to wear. And now on top of me wearing all these hats, I also have to worry about my money. Like, it puts me in a space where I feel like I need to protect me a little bit better as a real estate agent. And I hope that information is useful for you guys to, be able to implement it in your business. Okay. All right. So, Top Tier Transactions has just launched a group on Facebook. It's called Top-Tier Transactions Team on Facebook. This group is literally a source for real estate agents, right? In particular, I'm not knocking the experienced agent. I'm not at all. I love you guys and I want you guys to come and join the team and be a resource and a vessel for a lot of the new agents, right? That can really help, whatever. But this group is really catering or powered to the new agent, because every one of us have been new, if you're not now, to a point where it's hard. We know that it's hard. You get out of school and they're like, here, throw you to the wolves, figure it out, right? And you have to kind of piecemeal this information. Let me go to this group or talk to this person and get this information from that person, whatever case may be. It's too much. So I wanted to create a group where you have one centralized place that you can get all the information that you need. We have live guests experienced agents and the who's who of real estate that are going to be coming on monthly, just speaking and talking about what they do and being genuine, and they are not allowed to promote their businesses or whatever case may be, or make you feel like you have to sign up for something, right? No, just about us pouring into ourselves, right? Creating a community where we all hold each other up, right? And that there is a place where we can let down our hair and say our frustrations or celebrate our wins together, whatever the case may be. That's what this group was created for. So again, please, you guys, join Top Tier Transactions team. And if you are an experienced agent, please join as well. And we would love to hear from you. We want to hear how you do it. And I'm not just talking about agents. I'm talking about real estate professionals. When I tell you some of these people that's coming and speaking in this group, you're like, dang, that's how you made a few million a year off of that. Wait a minute, how did you do that? Like, it's insane that the things that we just don't know, or outside of real estate agent, building your business and correlate it the way that you're supposed to, right? Different tools. And it's not just about registering an LLC and with the Secretary of State like that. No, let's go the extra mile to protect it. Let's go the extra mile to put in a trust. Let's go into an extra mile to make sure we have parent companies and subsidiaries and all of that stuff, right? Making sure that we are well-rounded agents and we are not only a brand, but we run our business like a business, right? And we have that one place we can just get all the information that we need. I have also, I'm committed to following this lawsuit and what will happen. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. We will meet every Thursday. So Nicole, owner of Real Estate Growth Code, who's amazing, has decided to change her main nights to Wednesday. And I'm going to do Thursday nights just so we don't butt heads. But we have a great partnership where it will be very, very beneficial for any agent if you're in both groups or one group or whatever case may be. So I wanted to invite you all to Top Tier Transactions team. And then for all of the videos and stuff, that anything that we talk about, any educational resources, everything will be available for you. It'll be available on our YouTube page for replays. It'll be available in the group. Again, documents that I'm creating and different standards that I'm creating, that is now available for you in this group as well. So again, you guys, Top Tier Transactions team. It's a pink logo, pink and white. Go ahead and join and get the tools and stuff that you need. I hope tonight was just a little glimpse of how passionate I am about this thing and how passionate I am about pouring into agents. And, you know, I want to feel the love in the community and just build that. So yeah. Now, for some reason, I can't see you guys comment. Like I've been in this group before. Let's see. I went live in this group before and I was able to see comments. Oops, that I almost lost you guys. Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. Okay, maybe I'm not able to see. Maybe I was kicked off as an admin. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. So weird. Can't see comments. Oh, I can see comments now. Hi. Hey, okay. Oh, good. I can see comments. Oh, good. Okay. Did anybody like or hear anything that will help you guys in your business? Anyone heard anything that sounds like, yeah, just joined you. You're amazing, like Nicole. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So for those of you that don't know, Nicole is my mom. I know we probably look just alike, and y'all probably was like, is that Nicole? But yeah, she is my mom. Thank you so much. Awesome. I'm happy that you guys got something out of it. I know it isn't super long and all that stuff. To me, I like to get straight to the point, right? And I've also come up with some other really creative ways that we can get, Ayana, we are twins. we can get super in detailed and cover our bases and stuff like that. But you have to come to Top Tier Transactions team page to find that. You got to get that information from there. Okay, so please join. Awesome, Latoya, I'm so happy. I'm happy that you guys will use the information, because I was sitting over here like, there got to be another way. There has to be a way for us to make sure that we cover our bases and not go without a commission. It has to be something that we can implement now. And I was like, you know what? There's one. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much, Tammy. It will. I miss the buyer's agent thing. Thank you, girl. Thank you. I'm happy I did explain it well. Awesome. Okay. Any questions? You guys have any questions about anything? I have worked on over 600 transactions now. Yeah. And I have seen just about everything. So if you have any questions, my broker attorney will be discussing the lawsuit with us on Monday Night Football. Oh, good. I'm happy that they will be discussing the lawsuit with you, as they should. Like, keep us up to date on what's going on. But for me, I'll be discussing with you guys too. So let's get all like, you guys can take all of the points on it, and let's figure out a way that what makes sense. You're welcome, Alika. Hey, girl. Yes. This slide, yes, if you missed the first 20 minutes, yes, by all means, please rewatch the live. I'll post it once we get off of here. Came in late, but just joined. Rachel, thanks, girl. I didn't mean Monday Night Football. Oh, no worries. Cool beans. So I will be having a live every Thursday in Top Tier Transactions team. And we're going to talk about different things, right? When I tell you I got so much to pour into you guys, I have so many people lined up that we're like, let's go. Yes. If you go to the page, 7:00 on Thursdays, you can go ahead and register. I have literally created events for the next year. Like, let's go. Let's get this content out. Let's like form a community that really works for us. Outside of this amazing community that Nicole has already built. Her group is amazing. And I told her yesterday, I was like, I'm coming for you and your group. I'm gonna come for you. We're gonna compete. So let's see. So yep, we will go live every Thursday. Every first 4 Thursdays of the year. Next calendar year, there are some 5th Thursdays in the month. But the first 4 Thursdays, we will go live and we talk about everything that you can possibly think of. We'll have resources available for you guys, not just like the typical inspector and closing attorney and the lender speaking. Like, no, let's really talk about the nitty gritty. Like, let's give me some resources that I can use. Like, there's a million closing attorneys, there's a million lenders and all that stuff. We have those on deck, and they'll be in the group commenting and stuff like that for you. But like, where's these other resources? How are these people becoming multimillionaires while moving in silence, right? Like, those are the type of resources we need to be in touch with, right? But doing stuff that's feasible, that's not like, I need $2.5 million to start. Wait a second. That's too much. So yes, those kind of resources. We'll always have market updates. What's going on in the market? What's hot? What's new? You guys, if you in Georgia, it's some changes going on in Georgia. GE just bought a huge facility. It's, I think, 12,000 facility for a satellite office here. More jobs. People need to buy houses. Kevin Hart, Midtown building. He just bought a building there, right? What that mean? There's going to be more jobs. People need houses. When I tell you, I have I'm coming with the juice, y'all. I'm coming with the juice. So let's get into it. Let's continue to, please repeat the site where you can access your forms. If you go to Top Tier Transactions Team, it's a group on Facebook, Sandy. If you go to our group, I just created the group. So now I'll go ahead and start uploading stuff and making sure that you guys have all access to everything that I'm using. So I'm going to Jamaica. Today's my honey's birthday. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting stuff in the group, but I'll be back next week to get back on live, of course, with you guys next Thursday, but also to really start putting those documents and things, more stuff in there. But I will go ahead and put the documents that I discussed tonight in the group. Okay, top tier transactions team. Maybe I should put it in the chat. Let's see. Oops. Okay, I put it in there. You are welcome. Awesome. Well, it was a pleasure to be here tonight. I hope, again, that this information was very formal. Again, you guys, do not stress about this lawsuit. It's nothing for us to stress about right now at all. It is state level. Don't let anybody else tell you different. It's state level in the state of Missouri. And if it becomes a big thing that we have to change the way that we do business, we're going to be prepared, because we're going to ponder some ideas. And I want y'all to tell me, like, that don't work. That don't sound good. We should do something else. Or give us a different idea. That one sound, Or say, oh, I really like that one. I'll implement that in my business. So then I know I'm on the right track, right, to give you guys what we need. Don't stress out about this though. But if you take anything from this conversation tonight, please take that you guys need to be prepared. Double, triple check everything that you're doing at this point, because these articles that's coming out, like, if you sold a house between 2015 and 2020, you may have overpaid your agent. That pissed me off. I was like, what? How dare you? So, those articles the titles are catchy. That's what they're supposed to do, because it caught my attention. I was like, ooh, wait a second. But they're out there. So if I can access it, the average seller can access it. Let's just make sure that we are prepared. We have our rebuttals, we have our comebacks, and we need to stand up for each other, because you may be predominantly a listing agent, but you're not going to turn down no buyers. So you want to make sure that we all scratch each other back and we got each other covered. Okay. All right, guys. I hope you have a great night. I'm going to go feed this little baby. And thank you so much for joining. Awesome. Hey, good night.